Samaria Rice mom just called out Tamika Mari. Just called out my son. Just called out Sean King. Just called out Black Lives Matter as a whole organization. Ooh. The mothers of the dead sons, they rising up. They speaking out. Turns out, they trying to keep the mothers of the dead sons divided. Turns out, everybody's making money off the dead sons except the dead sons' mothers. Ooh. Turns out, Benjamin Crump, he's really the enemy. He's really not an attorney. He's really not a lawyer. Tell me the last case Benjamin Crump won. Turns out, the families learned that he don't really know what he's talking about. That's what Samaria Rice mother is saying. Turns out, my son, Tamika Mari, Sean King, they ain't really activists. They out here scamming. They scamming. Scamming everybody. The mothers of these dead men who was killed by police officers who got off need justice, not money. We need some justice. We don't need you constantly shouting their names without putting no action behind it. We need action behind it. When you at the Grammys shouting out their names, tell me something that you did to try to get justice besides marching. Who did you talk to? Which one of your powerful friends did you talk to? Who are you putting pressure on? My son didn't want to talk to Trump because he didn't like Trump. These activists who claim they want justice didn't want to talk to Trump because they didn't like Trump. And Trump was willing to sit down with all of them. But they was being too childish. Trying to fit in. The sheep didn't know what was going on, but y'all did. Or was y'all just sheep following master orders? Come on, guys. I'm glad these mothers are finally coming out to speak on the trauma, the aftermath, these fake activists who's all over the TV screen, shouting to a crowd, telling them stuff that they ain't doing. Telling them to do stuff that they're not doing. Samaria Rice was shot less than a second. Turns out his little sister was in handcuffs and had to watch him die in the back of a police car. Turns out the big brother also seen the murder. Those are details that the mother had to give to us. CNN didn't give this to us. What more details are they leaving out of these stories? These breaking heart stories. Nobody's getting convicted. We already know the outcome. We already know the outcome of the George Floyd case. We already know. We've seen it dozens and dozens of times. So for an officer to get convicted in some real time, and some real, I'm not talking about a year, I'm talking about some real murder charges time. That's what we want. We don't want you getting fired from one police department and then you can't just work you just can't work there. You can go somewhere else and work. But we'll be paying you while you lay it off. We don't want that. That's not justice. We want some real time. Prison, 10 plus. 10 plus.